morning, Miss Trish.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Oh, you're
I'm
working,
good.
right?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay. So, can I have a talk with you for a while?
I'm happy to talk with you.
Is there anything? Yeah. Sit there.
Maybe we can have a seat over here.
You have a very nice garden, huh?
Yeah, we do. We're very lucky.
Wow. I feel very fresh when I come to the garden. This is a very ideal house in a very busy city. Who is sponsor for this house?
So one person is giving us this house to use for the community. And so the community can benefit from it.
What he or she is also the one who work in a team together.
Yes, yeah, Dr. Hung.
Yeah, and the way that you and your friend decorate the gardens is just want to give the relief and fresh air, comfortable to the people who put the stuff here.
You know, so many people when they come, they have a lot of stress and a lot of tension, and so yeah, really, we want to give them an experience of peace.
What is living value according to you?
Good question. Good question. Because we can use the word values in many different contexts. When we talk about values, we mean the things that guide our choices in life. So if I see $100 here on the ground, well, it's going to be my value, positive or negative, that will determine what I do with that. If I give it back to the person or I keep it.
What do you think about the life value in Vietnam or Southeast Asia in comparison with other countries?
If you go around the city, I think in this particular city, you see values written more than anywhere else that I've been in the whole world. So you'll see the words unity, cooperation, tolerance, understanding. So I think in terms of visually, values are much more present in the city than any other city I've seen in the whole world. But I think people are very much connected to values. They talk about it much more regularly than, say, New Zealand or many other countries that I've been to. So I think Vietnamese people very naturally are receptive to exploring and talking and bringing about the values in their lives. If I think about the young people we work with, the teenagers, and you know, the youth that are in their early 20s, I find generally in Vietnam they are much more connected with positive values, and they care, like for example, they care a lot about the country, and they very often want to do something to help the country. So I think that kind of respect and cooperation and unity, those kind of values are very strong in Vietnam. So I appreciate them a lot, and I think they are a lot stronger in the youth in Vietnam than in many other countries that I've spent time in.
Chúng ta không nên tập trung vào sự tức giận, mà nên tập trung vào nguyên nhân gây ra tức giận. Vậy bước đầu tiên phải tập trung vào nguyên nhân sự tức giận. Thường nó là những việc rất nhỏ, nhưng nó lại có tác động rất lớn. Vì vậy, chúng ta hãy tự ngồi xuống và tự đặt cho mình những câu hỏi như vậy, và điều đó giúp chúng ta tăng sự chấp nhận lên và giảm bớt những kỳ vọng đi. Hãy nhớ lại lần gần đây nhất mà mình tức giận, và hãy tự hỏi mình xem nếu mình đặt ra những câu hỏi như vậy thì cảm xúc của mình sẽ khác đi như thế nào.
It means that people here, they are very easy to accept and to learn the new things about the life value.
Yeah, and also because remember, we are not teaching. We don't feel that we have the right to teach, but we're just helping them support and bring out the positive values they already have inside. And so because they have an interest and concern for their life, their families, and also their country, then they're naturally connected and interested to bring out those values.
But how do the Vietnamese people feel when they are contact with the foreigners, a lady from the New Zealand coming here and talk about the life value?
I think Vietnamese people are very open and friendly, and so I think they're very happy to meet foreigners. But then also together with that, most of our facilitators now are Vietnamese, and they do that very well. And I think the energy or the positivity in the group is something very special. Vietnamese love to speak, they love to share, they love to interact, and so we have a lot of very special discussions where they explore using the values practically in their life and with their families and their work. And so I think they're very, very receptive to learning about the values or exploring.
So, your work here in Vietnam as a trainer?
My role is not to teach, but we train teachers how to facilitate activities with children so that they can bring out the values. We also train teachers how to create a positive, value-based learning environment.
So how's your day begins every day?
So every day I get up and I spend some time with myself, some time in reflection and thinking about what I want to do for the day or in the day, not just in physical terms, but I also think about what kind of a person I want to be today.
We can see that you are a part of Vietnam life here now because you live long life here, and you have many friends here.
And I ride a motorbike.
Oh, you ride motorbike?
Yeah, I ride a motorbike.
And you can speak Vietnamese?
Oh, NHဍΙT. I can understand very well, but my speaking is less.
You can understand 100% of what people talk?
No, not 100%, maybe about 85.
Yeah. So how about the other things involved in culture, food and lifestyle?
You know, I think the biggest thing for me, the biggest change was riding a bike.
Riding a bike.
Yeah, but I also learned that when you ride a bike, you know, the first time I rode a bike, at that time, that's 13 years ago, at that time no one indicated. You know, when you go around a corner or you're going to go around, you'll indicate. At that time, zero. Only me in Saigon, I was the only person indicating. And I asked my friend, and I said, how do you know someone's going to turn? Because I thought, if I don't know, I'm going to die. And he said, we feel it. We feel it. We feel it. They don't show any signal, but we feel that they're going to turn. And then I realized I'm in a very different country, a very different culture. And if I don't learn to start feeling it, then I might die, you know? And so I think riding a bike has taught me so much. And I can also feel now when people are going to turn. It's intuitive intelligence. And Einstein said that intuitive intelligence is really the king. IQ is not so special, but intuitive intelligence, I think Vietnamese have about the highest level in the world. You are very, very intuitive.
So you think that is it easy for foreigners come to Vietnam and adapt yourself to Vietnamese life?
You know, I think culture is it's an incredibly strong influence. And the more that I live in another country, a foreign country, the more I believe culture is incredibly strong. And so I think for foreigners to come and live in such a different culture, they have to be, you know, very much working on themselves and understanding themselves and their reaction to something different in the culture, and also working on strengthening their values, tolerate, cooperate, understand. If they do that, I think they will love living in Vietnam.
What makes you stay in Vietnam longer than the other countries? I mean that you stay in Japan 4 years. Yeah. No, but in Vietnam longer than that.
Yeah. It's a good question. It's a very good question. I think, you know, because I want to use my life in a way that's useful. So at the moment, I'm still useful here. If I after a bit longer, if I'm not useful anymore, then I will go somewhere else.
How about your life? I mean that exactly how can you find happiness here?
Okay, that's a very good question. I think, you know, people look for happiness in different ways. And a long time ago, when I was about 21, I really redefined my idea of what will give me happiness. So when I was, before that, 20, 19, 18, I thought, let me go and make loads of money. And, you know, I'll buy a big house, holiday home, this and that, and I'll be happy. But as I started to look at it, I looked and I saw that not everyone that has all of those things is happy. And I started to reflect on it, and I started to really look at what will make me happy. And I realized at the end of the day, when I look in the mirror at myself, what makes me feel happy or unhappy is what kind of a person I've been during the day, and how I've contributed to other people's lives, how I've interacted with other people. And so I realized I need to work on myself much more if I wanted to be able to be happy.
Your life is linked with this garden, this environment, and with all of your friends here, and you do the same task every day. Have you ever feel boring with your life?
I mean, very, very occasionally, yes, but not so much. I don't feel it's with what I do, because I see the value of that. I see people benefit, so that's fine. Occasionally, I feel bored with myself. Maybe you know, I'm not so aware of the quality of my thoughts or my interactions, and yeah, occasionally I might get a bit bored with myself, but then I reflect on it, I adjust my thinking, and then I go on.
It means that you adjust yourself and you don't feel boring anymore.
Yeah, very much. I mean, I learned, I had one experience of being 20 years old, being on a beautiful island and having everything around me physically and feeling terrible. And then I realized that it's not so much to do with the outside environment. It's much more to do with what we create inside.
It's very nice talking to you. Do you want to say anything to the audience?
Việt Nam trong tim tôi.
Việt Nam trong tim tôi. Thưa quý vị, thông qua cuộc trò chuyện rất là thú vị với cô Trish thì hy vọng rằng quý vị đã hiểu rõ hơn về giá trị sống, cũng như bản thân của quý vị khi xem chương trình này cũng khám phá những giá trị sống của bản thân. Ở chương trình tiếp theo của Việt Nam trong tim tôi, chúng ta sẽ tìm hiểu về lớp học do Trung tâm Giá trị Sống mà cô Trish đang giảng dạy và điều hành. Còn bây giờ, xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.